Hello today. I want to talk to you about something we all go through, but we don't always notice it. It's the voice inside us, the one we inherited from our parents. That voice that can sometimes be harsher than anyone else around us. The voice we use to beat ourselves up, even though it's not really our voice. It comes from long ago, from the days we were just hoping for a word of encouragement or a hug to feel safe. Have you ever asked yourself, why am I always so hard on myself? Why is my inner voice always critical instead of supportive? Why, when I make a mistake, do I feel like I deserve punishment, not understanding or growth? The truth is, many of us don't speak to ourselves with our own voice. We speak with the voices that were planted in us when we were young, the voices of our parents, the exact phrases they used, in the same tone, in the same moment. Not realizing they were carving those words into our minds like a tape that would play on repeat. You see, when a child is still growing, they don't yet have their own inner voice. So they record the voices around them, like a cassette tape, and store them deep inside. Then they grow up, and that voice continues to play in their mind, and they start repeating it to themselves without even realizing. So if your father once said, "You'll never be successful," or your mother used to say, "I don't understand you. What are you thinking?" You might now be saying those same things to yourself, even if your parents have changed, even if they're no longer around. Their voices are still inside you, and you're still living by them. And this isn't just theory or emotional talk. It's backed by neuroscience. The human brain registers emotional language 7 times more deeply than ordinary speech, especially if it comes from someone you love or depend on, like a parent. So if someone called you a failure 3 times when you were a child, your brain stored it as if it were said 21 times. And slowly you started to believe it. You began to live as if you were a failure, and you started doubting yourself at every step. But hold on, was everything we inherited from our parents negative? Of course not. Some people grew up hearing, "You're talented, I'm proud of you, I love you just the way you are." And their inner voice became their friend, not their enemy. But what about those of us who heard things that broke us? We stayed silent and stopped believing in ourselves. But let me tell you something. There's a huge difference between your true voice and the inherited one. That inherited voice, it judges quickly. It speaks in absolutes. You're a failure. You'll never change. It leaves no room for breathing, for learning, for growing. But your true voice, it sees you as human. It understands you're in a process, not at the end. It feels, it listens, and it asks, what do I need right now to grow? So the real question is, how do I start hearing my own voice? How do I trust it? How do I believe it? It's not easy work, but it is possible. Here's how we can begin. Step 1, identify where the voice comes from. Write down the phrases you hear in your head every day. Things like, "I'm weak," "There's no hope," "No one understands me." Then ask yourself, who was the first person that said this to me? That's when you'll realize this isn't your voice, it's theirs. Step 2, clean up your mental space. If there's a phrase that keeps repeating, like "I'm not enough," take control and change it to, "I'm growing even if I'm not perfect." Say it out loud, often, in your own voice. And no, this isn't about sugarcoating. It's actually something proven by science. Self-talk reprogramming. A method used in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Therapists say the sentence you repeat to yourself daily reshapes your brain's wiring. Step 3, change the voices around you. If you spend your day surrounded by people who put you down, their voices will live in you too. Start seeking spaces that support you. Even if it's just a podcast, even if it's a recorded message that says, "You're not less than anyone. You deserve to love yourself." And always remember, your inner voice wasn't fixed at birth. It's something that's built, shaped, and yes, it can be changed. But it takes patience, honesty, and repetition. And before this episode ends, I want you to hear me clearly. If there's a sentence that keeps echoing in your head, every time you fail, or fall behind, or mess up, a sentence that tears you down. Know this, you have the power to choose a new sentence. Tell yourself today, I am not the voice I inherited. I am the voice I choose, the one I am writing and rewriting for myself.